Open any Revit model and you'll notice something very interesting. Everything from a tiny chair to a massive beam belongs to a family.
But what does that mean? And why is it so important?
Today, let's unpack Revit families and parameters, the secret ingredients that make your models not just smart but adaptable. If you've ever worked in AutoCAD, you know about the block, and in SketchUp, you know the component. These are reusable objects that save a lot of time. In Revit, the equivalent is called a family, with a level above it called categories. To understand them, let's look at the hierarchy. At the top, you have categories, big groups like columns, walls, doors, or furniture. Within each category, you have families. For example, the round columns family. Each family has different types, like a round column 600 mm or a 400 mm round column. Finally, you place instances, which are the actual columns you drop into your model. Still confused? Let's talk about cars. Think of cars like the categories. Within that, you have families. Say a Toyota Corolla or a Toyota Land Cruiser. Each of those comes in different types, like a petrol model or a hybrid model. And finally, the instance is your own Corolla, the one parked in your driveway. Now, not all families are created the same way. Revit gives you three kinds of families. System families are built in like walls, floors, or roofs, things you'd normally construct directly on site. Loadable families are external files you can bring in, like doors, windows, or furniture. Components you typically source from a manufacturer or supplier. In-place families are custom one-offs you make directly in the project, the odd shapes or unique pieces, and that's why they're named this way. Some inherently come with Revit, some are loaded in, and some are crafted uniquely within the project.
Now, what makes a family tick?
Inside each family are the things that define how it behaves. Geometry, which is the actual 3D shape. Parameters, which are the values that control its size, materials, or other properties. For example, one door family can stretch to different widths, change heights, or switch between wood and glass, all because of its parameters. Parameters are what gives Revit its intelligence. Change one value and your model updates instantly. That's how you keep consistency without redrawing everything.
So how do these parameters stitch with our family hierarchy?
There are two main kinds of parameters. Type parameters affect every copy of that type. Change the height of a 2100 mm wooden door and every door of that type changes. Instance parameters only affect one specific object. Change the swing angle of a single door and only that one updates. Think of it like coffee orders. If you change the sugar level in your cup, that's an instance. But if the cafe decides to change the recipe for all lattes, that's a type. Family is a step above the type, where changes applied to family affects all the types and instances of that particular family. Families and parameters are what make Revit models smart and adaptable. Every element you place isn't just geometry. It's a part of a system that keeps your project consistent and flexible. Once you get the hang of this, Revit feels less like drafting and more like shaping a project that can think along with you. This is only the beginning. As we move ahead, you will see how everything starts connecting together.